Peace to the God, man. Born King, mathematics of law at your service. In the name of the Lord. Peace.
Peace, God. I appreciate you adding on with me. I'm all the way out from now up here in True Cipher.
Indeed.
And you invited me and gave me a beautiful welcome.
Indeed.
So I want to know a little bit about your history. We're going to build with all these other gods and add on, and you have been very pivotal in their growth and development.
Right.
Many of them. Let's start with how you got knowledge of yourself.
Okay. Well, the knowledge of myself starts in the year of 91, born knowledge. That's when I first heard about the black man being God. Definitely influenced through hip hop music. Like my brother DJ Akeem, through the greats, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. My man was Rakim. When Rakim had an impact on me, Eric B. and Rakim, I got that album off one of my little culture seed homies at school that used to always have those, I guess you call them wiggers, whatever, their parents buy them all, whatever they want. So I made him one of my good homies, and I made sure like anything drop, anything new, they was getting it from Now Why, hot off the press. I scoop that up off him and study it.
Tell me, you were born here in True Cipher?
No, I was born in Jamaica.
You was born in Jamaica?
Yeah, Kingston, Jamaica, halfway tree. So I'm a yardie, Big up all the yard gods.
But all the ones who came from
the islands,
Peace to those, those brothers and sisters.
No separation at all, just
right.
Big up
trying to make that distinction.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come from Kingston, Jamaica. When did you come up here?
I came. I think I was like around the Lord God age, around there. My family moved to the Bronx. I was in Pelon for a little bit. My family still lives in Pelon, but my old dad and old Earth moved there. And then Now I was a little bit too grimy for them, I guess, and
you were too grimy.
Well, Now Why I was too grimy for like my old Earth or whatever. She used to just complain about it, and they seeked out Sea Law Nation, and then came to Sea Law Nation.
And you were how old when you came to this?
I was about probably like Knowledge Equality.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah. So I was in Now Why for a little bit, and then
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have knowledge by the time you got to?
Nah, I didn't get knowledge until I got to Sea Law Nation. So by the age of knowledge born, then I started to, hear about the gods, and they go back to Now Why. And I went to school in Florida. I was living in Florida for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, went to college, went to Art Institute, Fort Lauderdale. Used to spend a lot of time in Miami, be with some of the guards out there that I used to kick it with all the time out there. Reality, Ty Kim, there was a rap group out there called Field Niggas, Mecca, was a good brother, reached out to them brothers.
Wait, there was a brother named Mecca?
Yeah, they had a rap group. There was a few brothers out there that had knowledge, but wasn't really on it like that. But at least they had knowledge, and we out there in the desert. So
yeah, with a name like Mecca, that's
I know. But he'd have to show and prove that. But his name was definitely Mecca. But yeah, I traveled through those lands and built with some of the brothers out there, and made my way up to Now Why. And
but you got knowledge in Seal
Our Nation.
And by way of who? Who was the one who gave knowledge?
The first brother that I heard with the science was a brother by the name of Master King.
Did he give you the knowledge?
Well, he kind of like
sparked you.
He sparked me.
Okay.
He I met him like on Young and Dundas, right on downtown, across from the Ink Center. This is around Born Knowledge. And he told me, about a law school in Mecca, and he told me, he was from Medina and he was out here because of Caravana, whatever the festivals, different things that's going on, and he was just traveling the land as well, and yeah, we exchanged math. He's the one that kind of broke down certain lyrics to me. You know what I mean? Because I was like, damn, what does what does Brand Nubians mean when they're saying knowledge divided by power equals wisdom? But you got to start with knowledge first. Because my man was Grand Poopa. I used to love Grand Poopa. That was my man's. And
that's your favorite lyricist.
Yeah, Grand Poopa was that dude for me. And yeah, like he broke that down because that used to baffle my mind. I knew it had like a deeper meaning, but I didn't really understand what it meant. And he was also a Brand Nubians fan, and he kind of looked like Lord Jamar to me. He had a light-skinned brother, long dreads, and his whole swag was like, nah, why, so you could spot him out easily in a crowd, so I pulled him aside, what you deal with? He's like, yo, I'm a 5%er. And then he said his name was Cypher at the time. That was like, his street name, and went a walk, we walked and talked, and he took me through mathematics, like knowledge 1, wisdom 2, this, that, and third, and told me, yo, you can make it to a law school, that's the headquarters, you could build with some of the guards out there. So that's what I did, you know what I mean? I was already heading that route anyways, because I was going to school, in Florida and whatnot. So it was nothing to go to NY, so I just went, checked my family out there, built with my cousin, to this day we're real close. My man Carl Ferguson, who does works for Hot 97, you know what I mean? He does photography. He's an in-house photography dude. And it was his man that put me on to the school. His name was Takim. Takim Universal Understand See Brother. And I met him, at my physicals, and we built, and he told me, the next day you're gonna bring me to a law school and I'm gonna meet his educator. And his educator happened to be G. Colleen. And that's how I met G. Colleen. And I started to get lessons. G. Colleen gave me like the 1 to 10, told me to come back and come to a class, and and then that became my my movements. Like I would take it from the Bronx, take the train uptown, go to the class, meet Colleen, build and add on like that, and throughout my travels now I'm building with guards in Pelon, you know what I mean? And brothers would be sparking me on the train on my way, uptown or whatever, on my way to the school. And I'm Melcorn Scientist, one of the guards I used to build with, Asiatic, another Yellow Sea brother that used to be in Pelon. I don't know, I'm friends with Melcorn online, but I ain't seen Asiatic in years, months, and days.
He's around.
He's still around? Yeah.
He's online also.
Okay. Yeah.
You find him out. I'll put you on to him.
Okay. Yeah, and a few other gods, Allah Wise, Darkem, these are brothers that, another brother named Universal, these are brothers that I used to build with as a newborn. Yellow Sea Universal, yeah.
BBY.
Yeah.
Peace.
So, these are brothers that I just, I used to see in Pelon, and, go, it's frequent going to the school, and, and just building and adding on. Now, mind you, while I'm there, I'm still going back to Canada and then going back to Florida. So I'm going to Florida for my studies, going to Mecca to get my education, my knowledge, then going back to Canada to, you know, spend time with my family and whatnot. So it took me some time to accumulate all my lessons, you know, in my travel. I didn't know I was 120 till about Born Power, you know what I mean, 95. So from like 92, 95, like by Born Wisdom, I was really enrolled, you know what I'm saying, in lessons and getting them and accumulating them and building.
And you accumulating them like?
Well, through the law school. You know what I'm saying? So I figured if I'm getting them straight from the law school.
And who was giving them actually from the law school?
I was getting them, well, through Tak Kim and G Kaleem.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's at first. And then I was basically building with Prince, you know, because Prince was at the school, so I was getting lessons from Prince too. I was going to his classes, you know, getting his plus degrees, and you know going through plus degrees and whatnot. So yeah, you know, I keep my lessons was, I wouldn't say it was all over the place, you know what I'm saying, but you know, in those times, you know, I'm all over the place as well, you know what I'm saying. My educators in now why I'm not getting lessons till I'm going to school. Whenever I have breaks, I gotta go to them to accumulate. So you know, I lost touch at one point with Tak Kim. I couldn't get a hold of him, you know, so I would just strive and build directly with Kaleem. Kaleem would be dumb busy more times at the school, so then I'll just build with Prince, you know. So, you know, that was basically the science on that, you know. How I got in tune with Born Everlasting, which is my, you know, my educator, my black seed, who I consider not only my big brother, but my educator, meaning because he's one that actually educated me through 120, walked and talked with me through every lesson, and spent time with me. No disrespect to any other brothers that I could also consider my life. Now I learned a lot from Kaleem, I learned a lot from Prince, you know what I'm saying. But them brothers, you already know, they so busy. You really got to save yourself when you with them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Born Everlasting basically took me under his wing. Took the time, took me under his wing, brought me to Medina, which, you know, the first time I ever even been to Medina, because more times I'm only in the Bronx. That's where my family is. I don't know nobody in Medina. I'm not going over there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he brought me to Shasha's home and started to meet now the Medina born Saheem and the boys, you know, and you know, you already know how that go. You know what I'm saying?
If Mecca did this,